Hi, and welcome to Home Based Business Review. I'm your host, Carl Douglas. I have a special guest today who's going to be talking about um, things that I feel that's very important at this time of day. Okay, and we're going to be talking about why is home based business exploding today. But my guest today, his name is Chuck Francis. He's an online marketer, trader, and coach. Chuck, are you there?
Sir, what's up, Carl? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I got some questions for you, my friend. And
Fine.
a lot of my listeners are wanting to know, tell me, why do you think the home based business is exploding today?
Why is the home-based business exploding? So a lot of factors to deal with that. Um, if we go back, let's just say we just go back just a couple of years. People have been doing home-based businesses forever, but nobody really paid attention to them because it wasn't considered a career. It was a flash in the pan. It's a pyramid scheme. It's this, it's that. You don't have a degree, so you can't possibly do it. Blah, blah, blah. Then your mother and your grandmother go get a good job. Go to school, get a good job. Realistically, the whole thing with home based why they're blowing up right now is because a lot of jobs were being outsourced. Companies were closing. People were being laid off without warning at all. And then they have no way to make any money, especially people that have been in companies for 20, 30 years. They're like institutionalized. So now they don't really know what to do, or they may be too old and they can't go get a job now. So they got to settle for something less. Besides the flexibility, no boss, you become your own boss. I mean, there's a lot of factors to go with it. But right now, I can say right now, COVID, and I hate to say this, COVID shut down so many companies, and people that were in place with a home-based business at that time caught the ride. And those that weren't caught the tail end, but now they see, I really don't need a company. I just need to be me.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know?
Yes. So right now you're right about those factors there. And the numbers it's never been a time where people were in the food lines, before they had this comfortable job, they were working for these warehouses and going from there, from college, they go on to these jobs, and then all of a sudden, bam, just like overnight, all that was taken from them. They've never been in food lines. Okay.
Mhm.
They never had to worry about those type of things. And now they, like I said, they worry about a loaf of bread for tomorrow. Um, I think that my experience of looking at people right now who's been knocking on my door when it comes to home-based business, they see there's now an opportunity they never seen before. Before it was like, oh, I don't have time for that because I got to work, taking my kids and stuff like that. But now they have time to look and to experiment. Okay, that's one of the things I found out. The reason why the explosion is happening, because if you go to a job and you get paid so much money, you are in a comfortable zone. You're comfortable. You
Right.
don't look around. You say, "Man, get out of here." I went to school. I got this job. I don't need that. I'm comfortable where I'm
And
at. But boom, when you take that from them, they're going like, "Oh no."
right, right. And that when you were saying that they're sitting there like, yo, I'm good. They were thinking in 20 years, I'm about to retire from this joint. I'm gonna
Right.
get my gold watch and my retirement package, and no gold watch, no retirement package.
And you know what's so interesting? You have so many of these young kids coming out of college for these degrees. These companies are smart. They'll go ahead and hire them and lay you or fire you, and hire the younger cats for a lot less, and they're doing twice the work.
Exactly.
That just makes
Exactly.
sense. That makes sense to companies, and that's what they do. And it's sad, but that's I always when I talk to people, they go, "Well, you know what? I never thought about myself and my
Mhm.
family because I felt I was comfortable. But when things happen now, I got to reinvent myself and my security for my family. This is another reason I'm finding out things like that. Well, you know what? I want to stop for a second and I want to ask, when did your home-based business journey begin? Take me back.
Man, tell you the truth. Actually, all right, I'm sorry. Every time I think of it, I gotta laugh. Like I was 8 years old
Okay.
in Wichita, Kansas, to visit my aunt and uncle. And there was this kid next door, and we always wanted to go to play video games down on the campus, but we never had any money. So I went next door, and I was like, "Yo, you got a lawnmower?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, cool." So we went. I went around. I set up a whole bunch of jobs around there, and they paid me, and we got his lawnmower. We did have to work, and then I paid him for using his lawnmower.
Wow.
So my uncle, so his mother and father found out what was happening. It was like, hey, my aunt, it was a big deal. So basically, the business just ended right then and there. And progressing from there, I used to sell watches door to door, perfume, vacuum cleaners. I did Amway. I moving on from there, I did a whole bunch of other companies, telemarketing online marketing companies. I won't really say all the names, but there was quite a few of those, and I tried. I had a restaurant marketing company called Shots of Bottle Media, but after COVID started, pretty much killed all the restaurant business. So that was pretty much done for me. And then I got into trading, and I can tell you this: out of all the things I've ever done, I think trading is the best one for me. And to anybody out there that's looking to get into something, I think that you should find something that really suits you best, that challenges you. If you keep thinking about it constantly, you just can't get it off your mind. More than likely, that's the thing for you, for real. And that's where I'm at right now with the trading.
Outstanding. You know what? You just mentioned something that was very important. You're right. If you're going to do something, you want to wake up in the morning with something that gets you up in the morning. Something that when you go to sleep, you can't even go to sleep because you're still thinking about it. You're up late at night researching it. It's like when you go to college. You can always tell. The professors always can tell who's going to take something, the education, serious. They'll be the first ones in the class, sitting in the front seat. They're leaning forward when the professor is talking, and then when class ends, that same student is still looking and raising their hand and want to speak when everybody else is gone. Okay,
Right.
Same thing with your business. If you have a passion, and this is how you test yourself. When somebody tell you, when you find what you want to do, when somebody tell you it's going to cost certain amount of money, you're going to be looking at that. It doesn't matter how much it's going to cost. I'm going to pay for it.
Exactly.
You don't even look at how much it's going to cost. That's not even a thought. You're not going to look at it as something that you feel that you won't make it through. Failure is not an option.
Thank you.
It's already a passion.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? And those are the kind of students you're looking to basically bring into any type of business you have. Okay. And I got to say that it doesn't matter what kind of company you represent. Okay. What is important, okay, is your skills to be successful. So you need to invest into your marketing skills. Okay. Because like I said, companies come and go, but you got to invest in yourself. The best investment is not Forex, it's not cryptocurrency, it's investing in yourself.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Oh, no, it makes total sense. It's like that old saying. Like,
yes.
The definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Yes.
Nothing is going to change unless you change.
Exactly. Unzip that suit and let you come out, right?
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying here. And so tell me, when did it all change for you? I mean, I heard about your journey, and well, I did junior achievement, so I understand. That was back in the day. I used to sell programs at UC Berkeley. I was a young kid that was like maybe 8 years old, 7 years old, selling programs there, 50-cent programs. And I learned back then, whereas when you have something people want, guess what? They'll take it from you. And the programs at that time, that's when I learned, my mindset changed when I said, oh, I couldn't move fast enough to sell programs because they wanted the programs to see the players, to see their son, their daughters, or whatever, And so I learned that at an early age. You find what people want and you just give it to them. If not, they're going to take it from you anyway.
Pretty much.
That's it. That's the key.
You're
So
exactly right.
when did it change for you? What did you find out?
When I found out, like I used to work throughout all this, I used to work corporate, various places, Blue Cross and did insurance, stock, stock investing for other people. I did tons of different corporate jobs, but I always had a bartender job. Always had a bartender job since '89. You know what I mean? So I always had there was a morning and then there was a nighttime. In the
Okay.
morning time, I'm working corporate and with the boss. I'm doing whatever we do. I come up with an idea. It's now his idea. Like something works out fantastic. It's his idea. Something
Sure.
goes wrong. It's my fault. You know?
Okay.
So when I started comparing it, I was like, look at when I'm bartending at nighttime, it's like you become an independent contractor. You are
Mhm.
for the company, but you dictate how much you make. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So if you're dictating how much you make, if you can do that on a daily basis, why can't I do that all day?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just let the other guy go instead of like you were talking about. You invest all this time and energy into a company that at the end of the day wants somebody younger. They'll juice you, take all the information that you possibly have,
Hmm.
then they'll collect it, put it in a little file or a folder somewhere, and then they'll fire you, and then bring somebody else new, and then compile it in this folder again, like you said, and just keep going over and over. So it finally hit me one day when we were in a meeting, and I had this big meeting, and I was spent like 2 days coming up with this project. I brought it in, I turned it in, and we went into the meeting room. And he was like, "Yeah, well, I just came up with a." I said, well, "You did what?" I'm done. That was it for me.
Corporate world, my friend.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy.
That's how it works. I have my own family members that are young, very well educated. They go to these companies and they find out it's all about the company first.
Mm-hmm.
And you think that you're young, you come in there, but they care about me. I'm doing a good job, and I'm helping them make money. But when it comes down to it, it's the company that's number
Definitely.
one. Okay,
Definitely.
you are spendable. They can go ahead and hire a younger person to take your place. But the company comes first. Sorry
Quickly.
to hear that. You may even have somebody who works for a company that is younger than you, but don't like you. And guess what? Who you think is going to win that battle?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, no matter how many years you have with the company, it can happen.
Yeah,
Okay?
easily, man.
So I see that you're into trading. Let's talk a little bit about that without mentioning any companies here. Um, your trading experience, it seems that you're doing pretty good. Okay. And I understand a lot of people are getting into this trading, and I know something about it myself.
Mm.
Okay. A lot of home based business uh, people are liking this education platform to learn how to do Forex trading, which is $7 some trillion. A business is never going to go away.
Not at all.
It's never going to go away. Cryptocurrency, never going to go away because it's a shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's a global shift that's happening right before our eyes, just like the phones, the cell phones. You remember how we used to answer the phone with a long cord? You
Yeah,
know,
I had a pocket full of quarters. Yeah, I remember.
yeah, yeah. And look how fast that changed. That changed right before everybody's eyes. Either you're going to watch it happen, or you're going to get involved, and make money from that.
Exactly.
So a lot of people, the smart people now, are getting into cryptocurrency. They're getting into forex trading because it's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I would tell a person, take a look at the companies, the corporations, what they're doing. Follow the money. You know,
Connect the dots.
don't get mad because they're like the 3% of the people making all the money in the world. Well, but where were you? Well, you knew about it. You were just too scared. Oh no.
Like Bitcoin.
You have to be scared every day you go to work. You understand? Look what happened.
It
Did you
blew
have
up.
something to fall back on? No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I would say that there's something that's happening. There's a revolution with the forex trading, and like I said, the Bitcoin. I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to leave the floor open for you. I'm gonna I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna use this, and I want everybody in the audience to take a piece of paper and pencil, and I'm gonna put a commercial in between this spot here so everybody would know what I'm talking about. But I personally, I don't know anything about Ethereum, cryptocurrency, other than Bitcoin. I just hear the rumors. I was one of those guys. Oh, I hear, yeah, whatever, like you hear other things, right? But I went ahead and I invested in some cryptocurrency. Okay, Ethereum, which is called. It's like a Coinbase. It's on the blockchain. If you heard about Uber, Lyft, and all those companies, they are all on blockchain. It's a software. It's a technology. I went and invested when it was like $230, and I only invested so much of it, but now it's almost up to $2,000, and that's like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And there's people who was pouring like their life savings in it, 20,000, 50,000. If they did that around that time, they tripled their money in that 8 months period of time. And if they put $1 million in there, imagine they would just pocket $3 million pretty much. Don't hold me to the numbers, folks, but do your research.
Pretty much.
Do your research. And like I said, I'm going to put a commercial in between here so everybody would understand what's happening. So tell me about your journey and why did you decide to get into trading?
Oh, well, I decided to get into trading. It was a commercial. I was sitting watching YouTube and it was a commercial talking about pocket options. So I jumped into that, started playing with it, told a friend, we started playing with it. And, just, goofing around with it, trying to learn a little bit here and there. And then a friend of mine, who actually turned out to be my mentor, came into my bar at the airport. And she gave me a card and we spoke about it. And right when COVID was about to happen, like there's 2 months before COVID happened, I had to go get a surgery. So I got surgery and I was out of work for like a month and a half, 2 months. And then right when I was about to go back, COVID hit and our restaurant closed like 2 weeks after that. So now I got my savings, I got this, I got that, credit cards, got a little bit invested here and there. But it's like no more money's coming in right now. So I ended up calling her and we sat down, spoke for a while, went over a couple of things, and next thing you know, ended up diving in completely.
Interesting. So you were able to do this, and here's something else that I'm finding out. A lot of people want to learn this foreign trading and the cryptocurrencies and all the rest of stock options. They want to know because they hear about it and they want to. I tell people this. I said, look, find a university that can teach you, right?
Exactly.
I'm sure you heard about this. Harvard's charged $72,000 to learn this. So that's the problem. You don't have it. But some people still go there because evidently the class is always full, right? But there's places you can go and learn. There's one company I know, and I'll put that in here as well, that has a university online, and they have scholars and master traders will actually give you the trade signals, and the university would basically train you how to understand what's going on. But most of it is easy if you have the education, if you have the people who are doing it, making the money that can actually teach you, right? Like you said for yourself, you had somebody who was teaching you. So they have a university online, and I'll put that information up sometime later, maybe in the commercial. But I do understand. I can't tell the numbers because we don't supposed to amplify the numbers here because FCC says don't, especially now being that we are on TV. But I will basically make sure everybody gets the information. Um, these people are killing it, folks.
Mm-hmm.
They are killing it. Why is a home-based business explosion? Because people are learning the skill. You hear it from my guest here. Okay, Chuck Francis, he's telling you, man, he told me about it. This head, man, I gotta do this. Look at him with the big smile on his face. He's making money, folks. He's not one of those people that's watching things pass by. He's involved. Not just for himself, but for his family. Because, either you're going to get a book, write a book. Like I got all these books up here from my family members. They're all writing books. And of course, the books are beautiful, right, Chuck? I mean, it's going to be there when you're dead and gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Legacy that you leave for your family. But when you learn the skill of trading, tell me, Chuck, when you learn the skill of trading, they can't take that from you, right?
That's something that's yours and only yours.
I love it, man. I
You can
love it.
you can definitely follow a bunch of traders, learn different strategies, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, you got to internalize it. You got to make it yours so it makes sense. Everybody
Exactly.
sees a dog, but everybody sees it at different angles.
Yes. And the best way to learn it is from those who are doing it. Here, look at my shirt. Proud courage, commitment.
Nice.
That is something when you wake up in the morning, praise God that He woke you up, first of all. Put Him first, family second, business third. Keep your house in order, those three things. And magic things will happen. Supernatural things will happen if you do just that in that order. Okay. I'm sorry, but that's my deacon coming out of me. I'm not going to apologize for that, my friend.
Nah, you good. You good. Amen.
I won't
Bro.
apologize. I won't apologize for it. But this is a very interesting conversation. Um, once again, folks, we have Chuck Francis, who is an online trader. Okay, he's a online marketer, trader, and coach. And you guys getting some wisdom from this particular gentleman here. Um, so let's continue the process of interviewing. Let's talk about something else here. I think that a lot of people need to understand. Everybody understand that in order for you to have a website, opt-in page to get leads, because that's the number one thing you want to basically get leads. And when you get a lead, if you paid a lot of money for a lead, say you paid $100 for 3 leads, that's money. Because one of those leads could be worth thousands of dollars to you if you treat that person right. Okay, people don't understand that. But being a marketing analyst, I've learned and I study over the years that this is what you need to understand. So if it costs you $100 to get 3 leads, but one of those leads end up making you thousands of dollars, now how much that lead costs you? What's the value of that lead now? People don't think that way, but that's how it works. So people wonder why they're spending a lot of money getting leads. If you got a hot lead, a target lead, Chuck, it's worth thousands of dollars to you, right?
Definitely.
Okay, and it makes sense to you. So one of the things I find out, another reason why people are not understanding why they should get a domain name, buy it anyway. It's an investment.
Definitely. Man, you gonna make domains like that?
You know it's worth gold.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the right one, right?
Pretty much.
I tell a story real quick, and then you can tell me your stories. This is one of my stories. Years ago, I'm talking about 20 some odd years ago, I started a company called, and this is why I say the domain is worth money, and buying one is like gold. I bought a domain for back then it was like $5, something like that. I could have bought it cheaper, but I bought it, and I'm surprised it was available. It was called Your Golden Education, and another one was called GlobalListBuilder.com. Think about that. GlobalListBuilder.com.
Yeah, I know
it's worth a lot of money. And here's the thing about it. I lost it for 5 years. I forgot to pay the yearly thing because I thought it was going to automatically come out of my account. But somehow it didn't do that. And I forgot. One of my credit cards was lost, and I canceled it. And I just forgot to go back and put it in there, but I lost it. It then became available again. I paid $200 for it, but guess what? It was okay because I wanted that globalistbuilders.com name. Okay, so that was my story there. And tell me about yours, your domains.
My domains, man, I started, actually, my first domain was anywhereworld.com. It was before the delivery giant that it is right now. I'm not going to say the name. Delivery giant that it is right now, and some other companies before they even started doing drop shipping. We were doing drop shipping way back then. So we had like anywhereworld.com, shop anywhere, just global names. And we go and get money from them. We go and buy their products and then add overhead to it, and people just come on and pay it. The market was sensational. And then they went public, and that pretty much knocked everything out. So I left the domain alone, wasn't even thinking about it. It's funny that you say that, because about 3 months ago, I just happened to look, and I was going through with GoDaddy, and I just happened to look, and just on a humbug, I was just typing in to see how much they're worth. One of those things, was worth like $9,000 right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that's even another business right there. People just literally just buy domains, hold on to them, promote them, and then sell them off.
Exactly.
Fortune.
There's right now, that's gold. Right now, if you go and think about certain things that's happening in the world, and take that topic or whatever and buy a domain for it, somebody's going to look for it. Definitely. And when they find out you own it, and say you paid $11 for it, now you can sell for 300, 400, 500,000, whatever. But think about if you sold 3 of those a week.
Yeah,
that's another income stream. You can actually hire somebody to do that work for you, and you would pay them per every domain they find that is of value because of the traffic. Okay, yeah. So I just gave a nugget away right there, my friend. That was worth money. I should have charged for that one, but I'll use this, and then we're gonna have closing comments. I bought a domain 3 days ago, and one of the domains that I bought, it was millionaires say hello.
Nice.com. I like that.
Millionaires love to say hello. That was the tagline.
Yeah, I like that.
So this word millionaire gets a lot of traffic. Say hello. That's huge. And it was available. So I'm using these things. So that's another nugget for everybody else. So on a closing here, okay, our closing here would be, Chuck, what kind of advice would you give to someone who is scared, who want to start their own business? What kind of advice would you give them at this point? We'll give you 2 minutes on it.
Well, if you're scared and you don't want to, and you're scared, feel like this. There's millions of people out there who have dreams, have goals, they have aspirations. They want to do something, but they just don't know what. And they're sitting around, well, let me put this in perspective, and let me buy this, and let me get this together. Don't do any of that. Don't do any of that. Just start. No matter what it is, just begin. The only way you can find out if it's going to work or not is if you actually do it. You can listen to somebody else say, hey, don't do it, and it's not going to work, probably because it didn't work for them. That doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. They just probably, excuse my friends, they may just suck at it. And then you come along like you're a natural, and you've been doing it forever, but you're going to miss out on that opportunity simply because you didn't try it. And like he said before, go and get some real education. You can learn anything on YouTube, yes, but you're not going to go and try to do brain surgery because you saw a video on YouTube. It just doesn't work like that. You have some people that will give you direction, focus. Like you said, go to a university. Go to some people that are actually doing it, not just a teacher or a professor that read about it, got a master's degree. Now they're going to give you a diploma because you passed their test. You want a teacher that actually went and did it. And you know what? This is what you should be doing. That's what you want. And then You want people who are going to give you examples. People who's going to put you in a position so that you can grow. Um, I hate to like bring it full circle the no name company that I'm with, but it's the same thing. Like with them, with us, we give you signals that you can call out. If you don't, we call it learn while you earn. Okay, learn while you earn. You don't have to know anything about forex. You don't have to know anything about options trading, but we have over 150 educators worldwide, 15 different languages, 300,000 students. You can lean on anybody's shoulder, and you always got some support and somebody to help you get where you need to go, opposed to going to try to do it by yourself. And that's with anything that you're going to do, not just this. You got to find some people that are actually in it, committed, and ready to help you, like they're ready to learn. And that's about it.
Oh man, that's nice closing calls there that you gave us. That was a nugget, folks. As I say, that it's up to you. Don't let the fear overcomes you, because if you go to somebody who not qualified to give you the right information, think about that for a second. You go to somebody who, and the way you can tell that they're not making that much more money than you, but you're asking for their advice because you like them and you trust them, all that good stuff. But you need to circle yourself with people that you want to be at that level with. If you want some advice, find those type of people and get the information from. So don't go for people that's not qualified. That makes sense, folks. Okay. Um, Chuck, very, very interesting. I enjoyed our conversation here, our interview. If anyone has any question for Chuck, just go ahead and make sure you guys get it to me, and I'll make sure next time we interview Chuck. Chuck, would you like to come back?
Man, I love this conversation. I don't mind talking to you at all, bro.
Well, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, it's been interesting. We have, we try to find the questions that people who are not here to ask. And I have notes right here. Some of the questions we have covered, a lot of those questions. So yeah, they're going to probably come with a reply from those answers. Trust me, they will. Okay. Also, folks, you guys already know about one of my right now. One of the things that we're doing with Clubhouse on Apple. Okay, so go back and watch that video and be part of that, because I'm telling you, it is crazy the information that you will get when you get into that platform. Okay, and for those who want me to interview them, go ahead. You already know. Go to my calendar link, and I'll put that link there, and I would be happy to do a 15-minute consultation with you to see if you are fit for our show. We're not here to sell a program, folks. We're here to give people like yourself the information you need to help you be financially successful. We care about you guys. Okay. So once again, thanks, Chuck, for being here. This is Carl Douglas from Home Based Business Review. I'm going to be saying bye for now.